John McGinn signed for the club back in 2018, when Aston Villa was still in the Championship. Now he's leading the team out in the Champions League.
Aston Villa led by their captain, John McGinn.
And Aston Villa's longest serving player has a goal in the Champions League.
I mean, it's a tremendous accomplishment. I mean, to move from the Championship to the Champions League, it's quite incredible. I mean, how's your personal life changed?
I don't go to the Bullring in Birmingham as much. When we were in the Championship, I found you could, a lot easier than Glasgow, just kind of walk about unnoticed. But now, obviously, with the success of the club, I've got one of those faces only a mother could love. So you get recognised a lot more. But the pressure is there. When you win, everything's great. When you lose, you might miss the trip to the coffee shop or skip that. So no, it's different, but it's amazing, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
So you're Aston Villa captain. What is your leadership style?
Oh, that's a good question. It's something that hasn't always come natural to me. I didn't envisage myself as a leader, but at Scotland under-21s, the manager saw something in me to make me captain there, so I got a little bit of experience of it there. But when Steven Gerrard approached me to be captain, he said, don't change the way you are, keep being yourself, treat people with respect, whether that's the cleaners, the girls in the canteen, chefs, everyone at this club should be on the same level, and that's my role as captain. It's sort of more off the park than on the park. I like to try and lead with how I play, and I'm fortunate we have Tyrone, Emmy, some big characters who do the talking in the dressing room, and my style is a little bit different, but hopefully one that everyone respects and likes.
Now, you've been quite open in talking about how football can have physical demands, but also, if not more so, on the mental demands. So how have you managed with that?
Yeah, that's another really good question. It's something that we don't speak about very often. There's been times in my career, several different issues which certainly challenge your mental strength, your capabilities. I had a serious injury at St Mirren when I was out of contract, which was tough. As you get older, actually, the external noise isn't really important. You learn to move away from it. It can certainly challenge your mental health, but the balance is tough to get, but we're very fortunate, and every day you need to treat it like it's your last day, and realise how fortunate you are to do what you've dreamed about doing since you were a young child.
So you mentioned the incident at St Mirren. I mean, that was an incident that took place when you were a lot younger. What was it? How did you recover from that?
It was a difficult situation. I remember at the time I was very close to a move to England. I hadn't signed a new contract with St Mirren, and it was a complete freak accident. You can see it's actually a very small hole in my leg. It went 7.7 centimetres off the bone and back out. A complete accident. It was a really good friend of mine, someone I'm still in touch with at the minute. But when I went to see the surgeon, he told me I was a millimetre away from the femoral artery, which would have been good night Vienna on the training pitch. So it was tough. It was a tough couple of months, but something eventually got resolved, and everything happens for a reason, and thankfully I'm sat here today.
Nah, it's a joke, running joke between myself and Rolf. So I've got a tattoo that says everything happens for a reason. So you went through that incident back then, but now you are the captain, you're playing for Scotland, so you're in the Champions League. So yes, thank you, Rolf.
I'll need to get the same tattoo, but my mum doesn't like tattoos, so you might need to ask her.
I'll pass it on to you.
You might be the only footballer in the Premier League without any tattoos, John.
I think so. We actually have a competition, me and my friends, fantasy football. The person who finishes at the bottom has to get the winner's name tattooed. It's normally on their backside. It's happened for 5 seasons in a row. I've managed to escape relegation a couple of times, and hopefully, for my mum's sake, I avoid it this year.
Touch wood, touch wood. Oh, thank you so much for joining us here.
How do I say thank you?
Thank you.
I knew that once.
There we go, easy enough.
I did actually. There was one time I had a mascot who I couldn't speak with, and I felt guilty. So I actually signed up for a sign language course, and I don't want to. I know, but I didn't complete the course. I kind of stopped it halfway, so I feel like a bit of a fraud. It's maybe something that I can pick up on. Definitely.
Absolutely.
We'll teach you.
Totally.
We'll teach you some more.
Totally. Little things make a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you know the sign for Scotland. Do you know the sign for Scotland?
No. Bagpipes.
Yeah. Exactly.
because
Absolutely.
Only in the past few seasons there has been next to the bagpipes there has someone doing the sign, which is good.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Well, there you go. Now you can do this. You know the sign for Scotland
Well,
now.
thanks very much, and it shows you everything's
Thank
possible.
you.
It's a pleasure.
John, we really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.